And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to All Sports Western New York. Your old buddy Bob Kuczynski back with you on a Tuesday night. What a show we have for you tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we have one of the all-time great Buffalo Sabres, Danny Gare, the hockey legend. Wow, they put down hockey legend under his name, which makes him sound like he's almost not even with us anymore. But he is. He'll be with us in a few minutes. And an interview with Darryl Talley, who returned to Buffalo. He was at the auto show, and our BBZ cameras were to capture that. But first, let's go back to Monday night, where Bucky and Sully talked about the latest addition to the Buffalo Bills. We're talking about offensive guard Richie Incognito. They commented on whether they thought it was a good or a bad move.
I'd like to talk about Richie Incognito signing a one-year deal, $2.25 million with the Buffalo Bills. Now, Terry Pegula released a statement saying that he had met with Kim and Incognito and Doug Whaley. So, you know, basically the basic part of that statement was that, listen, we met with him and we feel okay moving forward. We're ready to give this guy a second chance.
What did they think he was going to sit there and say, you know, guys, actually, I'm going to come in and do the same thing.
They know what they're getting.
You might not want to bring me in.
No, exactly. Well, they know what they're getting. And I think that's the point that needs to be made here, is that they're in a situation where they want to win. They feel that they're, you know, either very close or will do anything possible to get closer after a 9-7 season. They have Rex coming in. Rex wants to get tougher. Once they have the bully, they get the biggest bully in the league, and they bring him in.
I wrote a column toward the end of the year about them giving people second chances, and it was complimentary. I talked to a lot of the guys there that had problems in college, and they were very well spoken about. I even had some fun with Darius. He laughed at me when I said, I'm the guy that said you should be cut. Look, we're not talking about, you know, who's running your museum, you know, or who's going to run your daycare center. It's the NFL. Right. There's a lot of arrested adolescents, young guys, tough guys. Richie's over the top, obviously. Some of the racial and sexual stuff that he did to Martin is very troubling. But there were also, and I talked to that Sam Brenner, who has local ties, and he loved the guy.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean he didn't do the things he did, but again, it's junior high there.
And the Bucky Sully Show can be seen Monday and Friday live at 6:30, an encore performance of the Friday show, 11:30 on Sunday mornings. Well, this past Saturday, Darryl Talley, of course, one of the great linebackers in the history of the Buffalo Bills, was at the Buffalo Auto Show. And, you know, a month or so ago, Tim Graham wrote an outstanding article in the Buffalo News about what has befallen Darryl Talley since his retirement. And he has a concussion syndrome issue. He's got other physical problems. And he talked at the auto show to our WBBZ's John DeShulo about why he went public with his story.
It's been very, very surprising. I don't know, I guess you want to say it sort of chokes you up when you really think about it, because of what how would you say, the outpouring of support has been, and the way that the people of Western New York have reacted, and West Virginia, and fans of mine from all over the country. So, I mean, it's truly a humbling experience, and like I told people before, I didn't do this for that. I did it for a reason to bring the awareness of what the large disconnect has been. And I don't think that people quite get how big the disconnect is. And until that's solved, we're still going to have that problem. So.
Well, working closely with the Buffalo News and Tim Graham, who broke the story, and it broke on Thanksgiving Day. It was almost it was almost spiritual on some level.
It was, and I mean, Tim did a great job with that article. But my thing was, you know, I'm thinking to myself, what's going on now? And after I'd said it, and I'd said my story, and I let it go, I didn't know what I was going to do next. I was just sitting there. I said, okay, it's out there, it's done. The albatross is off my neck. I said what I had to say, and that was that.
So when you come back to Western New York, I mean, certainly here at the auto show, there are outpouring of fans. What else are you going to do while you're in Buffalo? What do you like to do when you come back to Buffalo?
Well, I did that already earlier. I ate chicken wings, and just get to see the people around town, you know, just get to see some of my buddies and say hello, and just visit with folks.
Well, I guess, too, you're always going to be a Bills fan, and any thoughts on the season coming up with some of the changes with the team, with the ownership and the coach?
I think that the ownership is going in a great direction right now. I honestly like the hiring of Rex Ryan, because I think that he's going to give them an edge, and which is what I think you have to play with. You have to play with a bit of an edge. And I just want to make sure, I just would hope that he would have somebody come in that would give EJ a good shot at playing, because I know how it feels to go from one defensive coordinator to the other, because in 5 years, I went through 6 of them. So I know how it feels to be pushed, pulled, and thrown around and told that you can't play. And, you know, that's what I think is happening to this kid, and I don't think that it's justly right.
Now, moments after that interview, who shows up on the scene but Lou Picone, another member of the Bills alumni. He played just prior to Darryl's appearance on the team. And our WBBZ cameras captured the reunion.
Well, you know, you can leave, you can go anywhere you want, but we'll hunt you down in spirit. You know, we're all together. And we know each other vicariously, let's put it that way, because we're all on the field at the same time together, trying to win ball games. That's what we're there to do. You know, but you develop tremendous relationships. You don't have to see a guy. You don't have to see a guy for 20 years, and it's just like you never left.
Yeah. And, you know, Darryl's told his story. And,
well, he's now,
Joe
right
D.
He's right behind.
He's right behind. There he is.
You cast a very big shadow. I don't want to tell you anything.
Here, come over here.
Yeah.
So what was it? So get in this. So
no, listen. I don't want to tell you, because there's some separation here. Because when I came in, when he came in, I went out. I don't know what to make of that, you know. But I remember when he came in as a rookie.
But he's been very brave to tell his story, as has Joe D. and, you know, so many others who've stepped up. You know, what do you think of that?
Well, I can't remember. Now, how do you like that? I mean, I just can't remember those stories. You know, you don't play the game of football, okay, for any length of time, and if you're engaged and you're doing things and you're making things happen, it's a contact sport. That's why they gave you a helmet. You know, if you're fortunate enough, and I don't think any.
They give you some with air in them.
Yeah, I came in with suspension. I actually have a picture of my high school. It's leather. The helmet is leather. Now, I'm not that old, but it's just what I had, you know.
My high school helmet's the air suspension helmet.
Yeah, well, that was like air, but you already had air there, so.
A lot of air going on.
That's what I'm saying. No, but, you know, Darryl came in, and, you know, from West Virginia, where he played, and I went to a little school. So you look at comparatively, he went to WVU, and I went to West Liberty State College. What's the odds that, you know, from that state, size of college and so forth? But when you're talking about, you know, the game itself, it is a violent sport, and you're going to have collision. They're trying to legislate it out, but I don't know that they ever can. They're just not going to happen. They've done a pretty good job with trying to keep, you know, the head out of the game, but it's very impossible to do. Then you create other dynamics also. You create other injuries by trying to avoid that lick. You know, so it's just one of those things. What are you going to do?
So now it's Saturday night. What are you guys up to now? I don't know. There's a twinkle in your eye, Lou. I don't know.
Well, I think
that's what he was. He's always been a twinkle in someone's eye.
Oh man, that's cold. That is very, very cold. Now, yeah.
I love you, Pick. If I did that, wouldn't tell you that.
Oh. This is where we're going.
There you go. All right.
Okay, it's a VIP, and it's always good to be included in the VIP things. But we're going over there to celebrate Darryl being back in town. And you know, Cornelius was supposed to be here, but I understand that he had you know, some personal things that he had to take care of. Couldn't make the trip, and that's a shame, because that would have been dangerous. Yeah. That could have been a
lot of fun.
Yeah, it could have been dangerous. Yeah. So we're going to go over there. I think some of the alumni are over there, and a lot of friends. Yeah. It'll be a good time. It's going to be a good time.
Some classic guys, Lou Picone and Darryl Talley. And I'm going to ask Danny Guerra. I think I was just a kid. I think I saw Lou Picone and Danny Guerra out one night at the Executive. I'll ask him when he comes on set. Those guys are classic guys, and John DeShulo did a great job capturing that moment. We'll be back with the hockey legend Danny Guerra right after this on All Sports Western New York.